It's Wednesday. It's 5 Minute Rehab Day. Let's see. It's Wednesday. It's 5 Minute Rehab Day. Come on in. Come on in. This is Taisha Presley, the owner and the founder of Legacy Empowerment Services. We are a mental health private practice. We're located in the beautiful city of Charlotte, North Carolina, and we work with individuals who experienced some type of childhood dysfunction and want to rehabilitate their lives. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing, amazing Wednesday, as I am. And I hope that it is going the way that you need for it to go. And if not, you know what I'm going to say. You can always start over. You can start over right now at any point. I don't care if you are about to go to bed. If you need to start over and make it a fresh day, the day that you actually want it to be. Okay. All right. So I got some feedback and I wanted to do a part 2 from last week. And if you have not listened to the 5 Minute Rehab from last week, where we were talking about exposing yourself to the truth, which can help you to rehabilitate your life, I want to give you that opportunity to pause right now, go back and listen to that 5 Minute Rehab, and then rejoin us. Okay, go ahead and go now. And I'll be here when you get back. All right. So some people are wondering, how do I get through those difficult moments? Because at the end of the day, you still have to face it. You have to expose yourself to the truth, and that does not feel great, which is why we tend to not do it. That's why people avoid it. That is why people distract themselves. That is why we tend to not want to address the issues, because it hurts. There is a tie between physical pain and emotional pain. And so many of the times when we are experiencing emotional pain, it manifests itself in our bodies. And that's what makes us want to run, fight, freeze. That's our stress response gets kicked up whenever we feel that stress. So I want to give you just 2 skills that you need in order to manage those really overwhelming emotions that come from rehabilitating your life, exposing yourself to the truth. The first one is distraction. That is one of the easiest things that you can do. Distraction is, number one, it is different from avoidance. So avoidance is when you never intend to actually deal with whatever the actual issue is. It's when you just try to just leave it alone, let sleeping dogs lie. You're not going to deal with it. That's what we don't want to do, because if you do that, it's going to always be there. It's going to be like a ghost haunting you throughout your life. And so you always want to address the real issue, okay? So distraction is when you give yourself time, you buy yourself time so that you can calm down enough to deal with whatever is happening. Remember, when we feel overwhelmed, this is our brain, bottom part of our brain stem, that actually hijacks the top part of our brain. So when we feel overwhelmed, we actually cannot problem solve. We cannot think through situations. So we need to buy time so that we can calm ourselves down enough so that we can use the part of our brain that we need in order to resolve whatever conflict is in our life in this moment. So distraction is what helps you to do that. So distraction would be, you can do distraction in lots and lots of different ways. You can distract with your thoughts. You can distract yourself physically by doing something different. You can distract yourself emotionally by thinking about something different. You can distract yourself psychologically by putting yourself in a different mental space. But what you want to do is you want to give yourself the distraction, because if you do not, there is a cost to operating out of your place where you're feeling overwhelmed, and that cost can cost you relationships. It can cost you your job. It can cost you your life sometimes. And so you want to make sure that you do that, okay? So basically, distraction just buys you time so that you can settle down your emotional state, so that you can get to a place where you can actually manage the situation. The number one thing that you need when you are trying to distract yourself is radical acceptance. Radical accepting the fact that this right now is my reality. This is the reality that I'm facing in this moment. And so because this is my reality and I can't change it in this moment, I choose to radically accept what is without judgment. You always hear me talking about that judgment part. It is usually not the situation that is the problem. It is the judgment, what we tell ourselves about the situation, that causes us us emotionally to progress, okay? So radically accept that this is where I am, and I'm going to choose not to judge it. I'm going to choose to tell myself things that are helpful in this moment instead of things that are going to move me further away from my goal. All right. So number two, after you are radically accepting and you are allowing yourself to be distracted so that you don't engage in self-destructive behaviors, what you want to look at is, what are the things that I find pleasurable? Do I find exercise pleasurable? Do I find talking with a friend pleasurable? Going out to eat? Don't overeat. Don't run the food. Remember that. But what are the things that are pleasurable? And you want to do that because that engages a part of your brain that actually helps you to calm down. Okay. All right. You can distract yourself by paying attention to someone else. So you can get your mind off of yourself and get your mind on someone else. And that automatically helps you to calm yourself down so that you can buy yourself some time. You can distract your thoughts with another thought. So you can always choose to shift your focus and shift your attention. If I'm thinking about something negative, I can always choose to think about something positive, and that is going to buy myself some time so that I can calm myself down. You can distract yourself by leaving a situation. If I'm in a situation where I can leave. You have to remember that, because you have to be in a situation where you can actually use the skills. Every skill is not for every situation. You can distract yourself with tasks and chores. You can go do something different, and that will actually help you to buy yourself some time. You can distract yourself with counting. You can distract yourself with planning. And those are the things that you can do just to give yourself some time to calm yourself down. Number two is, after you have distracted yourself, another skill that you can use in order to build your distress tolerance is self-soothing. How do you soothe yourself? So soothing yourself is, this is what I like to say. I have this little baby. You know, guys, I have my little 2-year-old, right? My new client. And she, in the beginning, when she was first born, she did not know how to soothe herself. She would just cry. She would be hungry. She would just cry. She needed her diaper change. She would just cry. You know, she needed to go to sleep. She would just cry. She did not know how to calm down on her own. So she needed me to help her soothe her until her ability to self-regulate kind of developed. And so a lot of times we just need to learn how to soothe this bottom part of our brain so that it can stop hijacking the part that we actually need, okay? So self-soothing is a skill that you use just to calm yourself down, to regulate yourself. And so you do that through your 5 senses, because we experience the world through our 5 senses. So in order to soothe yourself, you want to ask yourself, what are the things that I find pleasurable and helpful through my 5 senses, through my hearing, my tasting, my sound, my hearing, my tasting, my sound, all of the 5 senses, you guys know them, but you want to use those 5 senses to help you to calm yourself down. Listening to some soothing music, some books on tape, finding different textures that feel good to you, things that taste good, gum, chewing gum, using ice, okay, to feel, okay? Those are the things, you know, I'm all about aromatherapy, but those are the things that can help you. Distraction and self-soothing skills help you to tolerate those moments when you feel so overwhelmed that you want to run, fight, freeze, or fawn. Use those skills in order to help you to calm yourself down so that you can be able to rehabilitate your life. So I am hoping that you guys will join me for next week, where we talk a little bit more about distress tolerance and how we rehabilitate our lives. Bye-bye.